Right. So the goal of having a mentor is them really helping you kind of from an outside perspective, from someone who kind of is in a place that maybe you hope to be one day, can help you think about your steps to get there successfully. I always like to use my example. I've been in the work field for about a decade now. Wow, it goes by quick. And I've always had a mentor, and those mentors have adapted and changed over the years. But to this day, I mean, that's us just a couple months ago at a networking event together, and she's been nothing but a support system to me and continues to help me. So you're never too old to have them, and you're never too young to start.
I hope you guys will find a successful mentor here. I've had them throughout my career. My first sports broadcasting job was at a small school in Georgia where I spent 13 years, and the guy that I broadcast games with, he's been there since 1978. He's still there, and he's been very important to me. And then when I came here, I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to know Bob Fulton, who was the voice of the Gamecocks for 43 years. Back, he finally retired, I guess, at around 1990, somewhere around there, early 90s. And he just passed away just a few years ago. But when I first got the opportunity here to work with women's basketball, and he's a legend. If you don't know him, ask your parents about him. And he sat down with me one day during a game, and he said he wanted to sit down and just listen. He didn't want to talk. And after the game, I'd worked with him a few times where he gave me some tips and things he thought that I could do better, even though I'd been in the industry at that point for about 13 years. But he told me some things I could do differently or do better, just his opinion. Well, after the game, he took off the headset, and I looked at him, and he gave me a thumbs up, and that was all he said. You know, and it meant the world to me, because here was this guy who was considered a legend that was willing to spend his time to talk to me, and it was great.
So last year was my first year being a mentor, and it was really fun. And I got paired with a girl that wants to be a reporter, and at the time I was working at WLTX, so she came to WLTX with me at like 3:30 in the morning when I worked the night shift, and she got to sit in the booth with me. She went and talked to our reporters and our anchors. I showed her, you know, she came in and watched me write the show. She watched me booth the show. She got to do like a lot of stuff there, and just make connections with the people at the station. So I was really happy to be able to do that. And it's just fun to know people in all aspects of this field, because you never do know where you're going to end up.
So we're here to support you in those decisions, and you might get partway through your match and decide, this really isn't for me. Like, you know, reporting in a traditional newsroom, that's not for me. I want to tell stories and I want to do this, but I need another outlet to do it. We will help you find a way and a path to do that. Our job isn't to keep you on the path that you're on, it's to make sure you're on the right path. And if you're not, to help you get there. So don't be afraid to tell your mentor, so working with you has been great, but I've decided this isn't the thing that I want to do. It's not going to hurt anybody's feelings, but we need to know so that we can help you figure out what it is you do want to do.